Welcome to Indy's Real Estate Gurus. I'm Rick Ripma, your hardworking mortgage guy, and I've been in real estate and mortgages for over 34 years. My team and I believe in custom tailored loans, not the one-size-fits-all approach. We believe there is the right mortgage for you, and we believe we are the team to deliver it.
And I'm Ian Arnold, part of Rick's hardworking mortgage team. I've been in the financial industry for 15 years, helping customers rebuild their credit or just increase their credit to get the best possible interest rate. I have a passion in helping you secure your overall real estate dreams. And if you're anything like me, hopefully pay your home off even faster.
And if you have any real estate or mortgage questions, please go to hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com. You can contact Ian or I from there, or you can call us at 317-672-1938. That's 317-672-1938. And today we have Jenny, and I'm not going to pronounce your last name because I don't want to mispronounce it. I know you told me, and I can't remember.
Lauck.
Lauck. That's not hard.
It's not hard at all.
Dang it, Ian, you got me all worried about this. So Jenny Lauck, and you're with Lauck Real Estate?
Correct, Lauck Real Estate.
And you, I know you came here from Ecuador.
Correct.
Right? So we'd love to hear your story before you got into real estate, especially somebody like you who came from another country to get into real estate. So what did you do before real estate? And how did you end up here in real estate?
Well, that's a great story, I tell you, because sometimes I just trying to remember my story, and it's unbelievable. Then one thing is I have my master's degree in education, and I was having my own school, 400 students down in my country. And one day I come and visit here for the July. I was divorcing down in Ecuador, and I saw a different life here in the United States that I really enjoy. And I said, you know what? Time to move. Came to this country, and really everything started working out. Then my part of education is still inside me, and everything that I do is trying to educate because that's what I really love. Anyway, I came to this country. I got in love. I got married, and everything was bird flying and butterflies.
American dream.
Yeah, I got my first home, and when I bought my first home, one of the biggest things that happened is that when I was trying to sell it, they told me, no, you cannot sell it. Why not? Because there is this penalty that you have to get, and you have to live here. And I go, why nobody told me this? Went to see an attorney. Then I went to see my loan officer. Please don't do anything. Then at that time, I remember saying, one day I will do something like this and trying to help my community. That doesn't have no idea. But in the meantime, I started with employment agency to help my community to see how we can get a job for everybody. And I was the middle person. I started in two different employment agencies, and I started teaching Spanish in the free time, for people. And until they hired me for a big employment agencies, and I love it, and I started working there. We become to be so big that I said, this is not for me anymore. And I went to work for a bank, then for the financial institution. Then I was going through one step to another until I got really sick, and I was not able to do anything. And somebody told me, come and start selling cars here in a dealer. I'm buying car that I didn't have no idea, and I was, what car you do? SUV. Really was so bad. Yeah, but that's the way that I was doing. And one of the guys said, in case, do you know rent? Rent? No, I don't have no idea how to rent, but let me find out how to do it. And I found out, and I started renting. And when I was renting, somebody asked me, will you sell a house? Sell a house? No, and let me find out. Then I went to my bank, and I said, how do I do this? And the loan officer that was right there in the bank, he said, bring the people, and I will do everything for you. And that's how everything started.
Wow.
Then my husband, that is been in this business already for 42 years, then was an easy peasy for him. Yeah, he's been building a custom building and do a commercial because he was working for the architect firm. And he would start with the nephew, and for to make the story short, after a while, we said we're going to start with Lauck Real Estate to have our own business. And that's how I'm here, and I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, it's a great story, and it just I like these stories because so many people get into real estate and they struggle to get going, And there's no way they have to overcome what you had to overcome to become a real estate agent, coming from another country and everything else. And you've done phenomenally well. So how did you get going in real estate? What was it that really propelled your business?
But I think because I already had started having people that I was helping selling and renting cars, I really, my beginning was somebody talked to me about Facebook. Then I said, I need to open an account in Facebook. And I started, and I didn't open one, I opened like two or three account, and I started posting houses and everything. And there are more people calling and put it in Spanish. There was not too many people doing that at that time in Spanish. Then the Hispanic community started hooking up with me, and I started saying, can you help me? And the other one, can you help me? Can I buy a house for you? And I was saying, yes, yes. And then, when you start doing this with the loan officer that I was telling that the only thing that I was doing is translate everything, then they started knowing me. And another thing that happened when 23 years ago is when I was in the first employment agency, people was coming to maybe of September that everything starts switching gears in the job part because the call start coming. Then they would call and say, Jenny, help me. I don't have food to eat, anything like that. And I was feeling so bad. How can we help this? And sometimes I feel desperate. I got out of my office, and one of my neighbors from the office said, what is wrong with you? And I said, I feel bad that I cannot help my community. They don't have food to eat or feed to their family. And she said, would you like to give some food to them? I said, I would love to do it. She gave me phone number. She gave me the name of the person. I called, and she said, fax to me all the families and everything. You have to come here and pick it up. And I will have that everything in my office. When anybody complain, here you bags of food. In that way, I was feeling a little better. Comes December, Christmas is big time in my country. Then I said, what about if we give toys and we give food and we do a big Christmas event? And the lady said, I will do everything for you. For the toy, you have to do the Salvation Army. And for the turkey, we use turkey too. But for the chicken, you have to find $200. I went to talk and I find every single thing. Then I make a big deal for Christmas for the Latino community. And after that, it's 23 years that I've been doing year through year through year. Then I've been serving my community in different way that they can know me about helping in not in housing, but in cars and renting and in food, in housing. I got connected with so many people that I feel that that's the biggest thing is I have the passion to serve, passion to give, passion to make things happen. And I think that's, for me, that's a big thing.
So I just want to make sure. So you're still doing that after
Yes.
23 years. So
Yes.
let's say there's somebody listening and they may want to do real estate, they may want that, but they want to help you out in that area. Do you take donations? Is there some?
Yes, please. Do you hear me? I'm here, Jenny Lauck. Please, I need a lot of help. And you can call me to my phone number. In that way, we always looking for donation and looking for a sponsorship or volunteer because you know how tough the economy is right now. Then toys are so expensive. What we do, we give some food, we give some toys, we give some turkeys or chicken, whatever somebody give it to us, we give away. Then we go to the state fairground. We give whatever the money that we receive. That our biggest donor is Lily Endowment, But it's really tough for the prices going. Then call us, please.
Yeah.
317-256-2045. Please call me if you really want to support us.
Yeah, I think that would be great. I'm glad you brought that up because I think that'd be phenomenal. Now, if they want to support that, they want to buy real estate, sell real estate, they have any real estate needs at all, they want to help you in your charity work. Again, that's 317-296-2045.
Five, correct.
All right,
That's the
perfect.
phone number. Call us, Lauck Real Estate. We're right now in Fishers.
All right.
That is a big announcement that I need to mention because really when I started this business, we were right there in our house.
Okay.
So where in Fishers are you at?
Right now we are in 10475 Cross Point Boulevard. When you go in Cross Point, just getting close to 106.
Yep.
big building, a suite 100. We has so much that I really feel so blessed that
Yeah. You're over there by IKEA, right?
the other side of the
The other
building.
side.
The
Okay.
other side of the
So if you passed IKEA, you went too far. Turn
Yeah.
around.
Turn to the left. Yeah.
And her office is bigger than Kia.
Yep. There we go. Just don't try to find something.
I don't think there's anything bigger than Kia.
So I do have to ask. I always find it interesting, especially from country to country. How is real estate done differently in Ecuador than it is here?
Oh, wow. That I tell you one thing, I was not doing real estate in Ecuador, but for what I heard and talked to some friends that they're doing, number one, you don't need to have a license. Number two, there are no rules or regulations. And don't believe in me, please. That's what friends are
Yeah.
saying. Then if I have a listing, somebody else can come and talk to the owner and say, hey, I have a client that they don't pay me, they pay to the person. That easy. And then if we agree about 2% or 3% commission, if somebody else come and say, don't pay anything to her, pay it to me, they will pay and they don't pay the fees. Then there are no regulations at all.
Wow.
That is what I heard it.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. Don't trust me.
She's writing a book on it.
But that's what friends are saying, and they go, that's unbelievable that in the United States like that. But I love the way that it is right here.
Yeah, it's interesting because everybody thinks that way we do it is the way it's done everywhere, and it's not.
It's not.
We've had some people from Middle East, and they're like, "No, you got to put down 50 to 70% to even purchase a home," and it's just like really different. And I was like, "That's interesting," but it's just their way of they believe.
And you know what? Now that you mentioned that, let me tell you one thing that is more interesting. We don't have the bank that loan the money. You have to have the cash, and you can pay the home.
So you got to pay cash for the house.
You have to pay cash for the house.
I'll bet that keeps the prices down.
I don't know about that because everything is depend where you live. The prices are, and there's so much about the social part. You know, people that have money is going to go and live in this part, and people that have less money is going to live in this part. Their economic situation is very, very different in our countries. Everything that is Central and South America. That's what I talk. I can say about it. Then if you don't have the money, it's different. It's very difficult that you can buy a house there. Then there's not too many people that can own a house in our country.
Yeah, that's a benefit of the U.S. I think
It is. That's what they call the dream.
Yeah,
you have a dream because you come to your country, and doesn't matter that if you don't have money, you have the down payment assistance, and
you've got lots of options.
Lots of options.
Yes,
that's true.
Yeah, it's amazing to me how many options there are, especially as in the one of the communities that you help is the I-10, where they have the identification number, but they aren't actual citizens. Some of those programs are unbelievably good, I think. I mean, in fact, some of them have better options for them than they do for an actual citizen. It's actually could be better at times on some of the programs.
And some of the programs, and some, I will say in some, but most of the time I've said the clients that comes to me that have an IT number and they're in the middle to trying to get Social Security. As soon that you get, doesn't matter that I don't do anything for refinance. I say, call us that we can refer somebody. They can switch from the I-10 to the
when I said that, what I was talking about is some of the programs allow you to be able to buy a house with an I-10 that with a Social Security number you wouldn't be able to buy.
Correct. That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And I will think there are more and more programs coming out for I-10 number.
Yes. Yeah, there are. So there's a lot there. Again, we'll just if somebody has any real estate needs, they want to help on the charity, which I think your charity work is phenomenal.
Thank you.
I think that's an awesome thing to do. The best number to get you at is the 317-296-2045.
Yeah, and the name of the not-for-profit, because we're not-for-profit, is Latino Community Development.
Okay.
We are on Facebook. We have our website. And please, any way that people can do it, that will be amazing to help us because the needs growing every day. And we're just trying to do the best that we can, in the time that we are.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. And to get a hold of Ian or I, go to hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com, or you can call 317-672-1938. That's 317-672-1938. And thank you for joining us on Indy's Real Estate Gurus. The Gurus, we talk with or interview share valuable insights. They remember better than I do. They reveal their strengths, personalities, and how they'll work for you. While we hardworking mortgage guys secure your best mortgage, real estate gurus work hard too. They avoid the problems the amateurs don't. They just don't even know about. They don't even see them. They listen and they really do find unrealized opportunities. If you're buying or selling a home, a real estate guru is a valuable asset. If you're even thinking of buying or selling a home, keep listening and definitely call one of Indy's real estate gurus.
All right, Jenny, we're going to take a little sidestep. I know that you're really busy with real estate and then also your charity work. But when you get 24 hours of free time, no phone, what do we catch you doing for fun?
Oh my, I can tell you right away. Garden. I love to do my garden in summertime. I have a cat. We live right there in the pond. Then there are ducks in the pond. And I have squares and lovebirds. And I buy the food for everybody. And I'm right there relaxing and enjoying everything that part can give it to me.
Mhm.
It's the best thing that I can do. You know, I feel that nature is the most important part in my life. And being, with my hands in the garden and growing the potatoes or the garlic or the everything. Every year I added one more vegetable. In that way I keep learning. I just love it. And yesterday I had somebody in my house and say, I thought that I cannot do anything here. I said, hey, when you want to start, let me know that I help you and everything that I can, because I just love to know. And I am right there in YouTube learning how to. This year I started with beets, and it's amazing how beets grow here. And I have so much beet because I tried every morning to do the juice with beets and the berries and everything to be healthy. And I have so many beets, but the rabbits love the beets. Then I find out that last year, then I do it in some way that they cannot get in hold of the beats. That is the part I love to go for a walk, trying to go jogging a little bit. I don't do too much about that, but that's what I enjoy. And if there is a party right there, I'm right inside. I love to dance. I love to dance.
So, I will fully agree. We grow a lot of vegetables and stuff at our house, and it's interesting that we do it for the kids, just so they can see what a seed does, and then when you work, they can see the harvest later. And it's interesting though because all of our rabbits and our deer like to eat all of our stuff, so our kids barely eat the stuff, but they at least watch it grow.
Yeah, you know what? What I find out is I'm trying to do everything natural, organic. Then I don't know if you can be able to taste it, but the tomato, the pepper, the onion, the garlic that you eat from your garden have no close taste that what you buy in the
far
supermarket.
superior.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And for me, that amazed me so much. And I'm trying to do everything to keep it for me. This year, I surprised my husband. I said, I want to do a greenhouse. He was so disappointed. I said, listen, I do it with my money and I do it everything. So in winter time, I want to keep going. If I start from the seeds, that's what I'm doing. I did this year, and then I do my own plants. I know what I'm eating, and I know, and for me to see that is start seeing a little bit, and then I get the flowers, and from the flowers get that. I don't know how to explain how much that fulfilled me and gave me so much peace and everything. I hope one day anybody that wants to know about gardening, call me, because I will be more than happy to share everything that I'm doing and how to start. That is so simple. At the beginning, what happened with the garlic, you leave the garlic inside the dirt and you don't take it, you know that they're going to multiply. Then last year, I started digging to get garlic, and then I got more. I said, how that happened? I forgot that.
No.
It is, nature is amazing.
Mhm.
And I just love to do that. And
I got to know how big your garden is because it sounds like it must be pretty large.
no, maybe I make it large. That really is. It's too that my husband put a build for me in right there. But it's how much I spend to see it and talking. Like a cucumber, I learned now that you put the female with the male. Now the cucumbers are going to be, and you pass it. There's so much stuff to learn, and I think that is the time that I want to learn and see how they grow, and I put this and I put the eggs and how they do better day by day. That's what I'm so happy to see it. Know that it's that big.
Yeah.
So Rick, after we're done here, let's go to her backyard and go get some fresh vegetables.
You see one thing that is amazing this year, because the weather is being so different and we didn't have too much heat or too much rain. It's not growing the way it's growing.
Mhm.
The influence about the weather is so much in the part of the garden.
Yes.
Then I go, okay, I'm going to hook some hose in that way I can water it every day. And then that's what I do. My imagination grow about what else to do to make this happen.
So it's the weather, because my wife was convinced her garden it started off wonderfully.
Yes.
And then and she thought it was the deer getting into it and
No.
eating it. It's not.
It's the weather.
It's the weather. I'll let her know, 'cause she's
Tomatoes.
disappointed.
No, tomatoes need a lot of water and a lot of heat. And look at how we started. We started with cold weather. It really was no heat. And now that I see that it's getting cooler, I said my tomato is going to stop again.
So she's going to like it when I tell her this.
It's not you, honey.
It's not. Yeah. She was a bit disappointed because it started out so good and now it's like not growing.
Yeah.
So it's a very big disappointment. But I'm going to get back on real estate a little bit. I'm going to ask my number one favorite question, and I think you're going to have a ton of these. But what is your superpower or superpowers?
I think it's to find a solution for a loan that everybody says that is not going to happen. That I feel that I question so much my mortgage, because I work for 14 mortgages, and like I said, and each one taught me something different. Then if you give me a tip, then I go and apply for somebody else. I say, well, we can do this and move this. And I feel that is the biggest power that I have. How to move around things that can the client can be able to be pre-approvers and then take it all the way to the closing.
And I know in others you're an educator.
Yeah, and then of course I like to educate. But you know what I find out? More that I told my client, let's duplicate this. They just finish their loan, they get the house, and the only thing go and call Jenny. That's it. I don't remember anything. And sometimes it's like the education is there, but I feel that sometimes I really do it, but clients really they're looking to have their own home and be done with it. Then
Yeah.
I love to educate. I have 4 girls that work with me, and I always say, if I know you can know the same thing, I can teach you how to do it, because it's not about me. It's about that everybody can help, about everybody that can need help.
Well, they already talked to the guru. I mean, they can't get it better than you. So look, just send her to Jenny.
Yeah, but Jenny's only one person, and it's so difficult to handle for everybody. Then that's what the girls are so important right now in the team,
Mhm.
because they're learning, and I know that it's little by little they're going to learn everything, but they're capable to do every single thing. And when they have a question at the end, they need to tell me, this client do this, and I said, tell this person change it to this blender, and they will do this and this.
Yeah.
Then one thing that is amazing that is amazing about me, I have great memory. Then I remember who say that and how say that without writing down, and I can be able to say, tell to this lender because he said that and he said this and this and that. Then that part it really helped me a lot in my career.
So you mentioned your team. So let's get more. What is your how many people? I mean, who does your team consist of and stuff?
We have 4 girls that work in Lauck Real Estate, and each one have the same goal that I have, to try to help our clients to get that dream come true, that is get a home. And they don't get too much in real estate. They go more about the paper that we receive and working with the lenders, that translate, because all our lenders are American, then they need that translation. Tell the client that we need the time they work from here, then we do the translation. That process is what they learn, because in real estate the only one that a realtor is my husband, myself, and we have 2 other girls that are getting there for get the license to join us like a realtor. Now we have 1 realtor, but right now in this time he's not doing anything. He's staying in his job because he has 7 kids.
Wow,
He's
7 kids.
7 kids. And I said, do that way. That way, when everything changes, you go back and do what you have to do.
Yeah, the 7 kids are expensive.
They are very expensive.
So yeah, I'm sure you have a lot here, but what's one thing that you're really proud of in your business?
Wow, very proud. I'm very proud about everything that I learned from my husband. Having my husband that has so much knowledge about housing. For him, it's not about that he can sell. For him, it's about that what they sell is in good shape. And sometimes we need to fight with the client because he say, "I'm not selling the house," and the client said, "Please convince Tony to sell the house." And I need to say, "Why you don't want to sell, Jenny? The structure is not good. Then this house doesn't is called da 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 da," and he explained everything to me, and I said, "Okay, explain everything to me that I can know how to explain my client in Spanish." And he explains so good and learning and having people that really care about not selling house, that are doing the right thing. That's what I'm proud about because it's not about the money, it's about my clients. It's about that we can do and because those going then through referral because I feel my pride that I said we did a great job and that's what I say you have to go with her because the husband is going to help her in this part and she's going to help her in this part. And I'm very proud of that because people really cannot complain about what we do. Yeah, always there are people that want to complain because they want more and more, but we do the best that we can. And having that parent that is my husband, that he knows so much about that, and he go, this crack is not good. But every house has a crack. I can send and say, no, Jenny, this crack is because foundation is going down, blah, 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 blah. And he knows his stuff. Then I totally respect that. I'm trying to learn from him. But I feel that we do a great, great team, the two together. Because he doesn't get involved in mortgage. He respect what I said, how I said, or how I communicate with my lenders. But in his side, nobody can get involved. And I tell you, we do a lot of building. We have a great relationship with builders. And he go there and he went and take pictures and he go all the way to corporate when he says something is wrong. And superintendent has been say, I don't care, it's done, I'm not going to change. And he said, boom, boom, picture, don't worry about it. You go to corporate, they call from corporate, he explain what is wrong, and they need to fix it. Then I really go to the point with this that I don't understand when you don't have somebody like that, how can you do real estate? How can you buy a house when you don't have a person that really knows what they're doing? Because it's about having the knowledge for this. And I know we take the inspector, and the inspector supposed that they need to know. And that's what we trust on, and we have inspector because he will say, this part, I can tell you that it's not good, but inspection will say it's good or bad. It's not like he will say, that's it. It said inspection. You want to pay the money to the right inspector that he can tell you exactly what it is. I'm good with that. And the client said, yes, we want to pay the inspection. Then we go to the inspection and we write it is, the survey that we going to get inspector and make a decision to see the client can move forward or not. Then I'm very proud of that, saying that we not here only to sell. We trying to do our best that we can and showing all the respect for the client to trying to say we're not the best, we're trying to do our best.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome. So, if somebody is wanting to get with the best, the guru, Jenny, how would they get in contact with you?
Well, you can call the office now that we have the office. We have so many lines. You can contact us 317-295-2045, or you can go to Lauck Real Estate. We have a website, all the social media. We are in all the social media in Spanish and English for Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, with everything. Yeah, call us and really, if my team is bilingual too, then they can speak with them with no problem.
Okay. And what would that number be in Spanish?
317-296-2045. Jenny Lauck dispuesta para poder ayudar con todo su equipo para poderle trabajar con ustedes.
And can you repeat that for her, Rick?
I can. And to get a hold of Ian or I, go to hardworkingmortgageguys.com. I'm sure that's what she said. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com, or you can call 317-672-1938. That's 317-672-1938.
All right, and now we'll get into the question of the week. And the question of the week is sponsored by, hey, Rick and I, the hardworking mortgage guys, where we believe in helping and supporting you and your realtor by sending constant updates to the loan process. We don't like living in a black hole, so we don't allow you to live in a black hole. All right, Jenny, I'm kind of curious on this one.
Okay.
What was your first car?
BMW down in Ecuador.
Nice.
Which model?
That was, I don't know about that model, but was the two doors open and then two at the back. But if you go to the back, you have to go to the front.
Okay.
Then the husband that I had it right there in Ecuador, he said, I have to give you a car. I have to give his car. And I would say, the BMW is my car. If you ever want to buy a car for me, you have to be in BMW. And one day he came with a BMW.
Wow. So do you still drive BMWs?
I am in the Mercedes right now.
Okay. You converted.
I converted. And here in the United States, I went to Nissan. I love my Nissan, I tell you. But things change, and I love my Mercedes right now.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, they're beautiful cars.
They're beautiful.
Yeah. I also had a BMW, but it became so expensive to repair. I just couldn't deal with it anymore.
You know what? My husband got it. He's 70, and last year he went and buy a BMW, but sport. Oh, he would love that one. And he go, for me, it's too low to get up and go down.
Mm-hmm.
I said, sweetie, I'm sorry. But he said, wonderful car for you, but it's not for me. Then, the Mercedes is up, then it's so better for me. You guys don't have the issue that we have. I'm 65. Then, we have different issues that you guys have. For me,
I'm pretty close to 65. I'm 63, so I got a bad knee, so I understand.
Oh, okay.
That's also part of why I got rid of my BMW, because it sat so low. So I got a small SUV.
There you go.
Infinity.
Works pretty good.
And it's much easier to get in and out of.
That's what it is for me. I don't have things that I don't have any problem, but it's difficult to get up. Go down is easy, then get up. No. Let's do it easy. Yep. This is not for me.
She nailed that.
Yep.
It is easier to sit down than it is to get up, for sure. For me, anyway. Well, I don't want to get up. That's the problem.
My in-laws, this is before I switched to mortgages and stuff, I was doing cars, and my in-laws came to me. He was like, hey, can you help us out? We're looking for a car. I'm like, do you want a car or do you want an SUV? And because they're getting up there in age, I go, SUV, you'll be able to just slide in. You don't have to sit down. Probably about 5 months later, they come to me, they go, that was the best thing you ever told us. And they go, it's so much nicer getting in an SUV than a car.
Yeah, it is.
It's easier.
It's the same thing that happened with the house. Depend what age you have. You want a bigger house, a smaller house, ranch, 2 levels, and everything.
Yes.
You want a big lawn, or you have a land, a small one that you don't have to take care. You want to pay HOA that they can take care for everything. It's exactly the same thing for the cars. Now he's trying to sell it.
All right. So here's a good question for you.
Okay.
And I bet you probably have tons of these. What do you think your most memorable story was?
For a mortgage?
For mortgage, or for like somebody getting home.
Oh my, you know what? That the stories you always remember are the most difficult ones.
Yes.
And really, it was one client that went through 3 different loan officers, and there was no pre-approval. Having great relationship with the builders had allowed us to keep moving the mortgage, the closing all the way. No, trust me, I want to do this. Trust me, I want to do that. And really took her. When I moved to the 4th lender, we will be able to close. Then I'm never going to forget it. And one thing that I need to say is, now that you asked me this question, having the great relationship in this country that really works. Because I have so great relationship with that builder that really allowed me to show it to him that I was be able to close, that I was going to close. He believed in me and really took it 3 lenders until we went to the 4th that we were able to close. Then was in the office was a nightmare. Moving papers and going through it and meetings and everything and why this and why not took a lot of our time to do it. While we went to the end, that was the closing. Then I think that's one of the most memorable ones.
That's awesome. Yeah, you don't see somebody's work ethic on an easy deal.
Don't say that.
No. But what I said is people don't see don't see it. But when you have to go through 3 or 4 times and they keep seeing you basically have your teeth gnawed in this, we're going to get this done. I don't care if we go through 10 people, we're going to get this done. That's the work ethic that you show. I mean, like there's a misconception about realtors that we always hear that all they do is open doors. No. But it's that work ethic that you see when things aren't easy.
Yeah, and I would say in Lauck Real Estate, we say we make the difference in real estate. That's what we say, and that's true because we have the two part. I do, and I have the relationship with the lenders, and then we do the mortgage part. The real estate part of that's one more likely my husband will do it, and taking care about all this is really hard. It's no easy. It's no I don't know how to say it, but it's for me it's easier. And my husband said many times, remember that you decided to go through this route because when everybody come with the pre-approved letter and only you show houses, it's an easy peasy. You show houses, and after that, the PA or the contract go back to the lender, and then the lender is talking to the client. You don't get involved until the closing. That's an easy peasy, but that's not what happened in Lauck Real Estate. We really help it, and we help the way the best that I can. And with all this year, I feel that maybe one client that I can remember can say we did everything that we can because instead that the client move forward, he went and buy car. We really failed the mortgage.
Yep.
And I said, why after all this stuff you want to do that? I feel that we have cleared out until you don't finish that we don't have you go and have your key, you cannot be able to do anything. But that's what we felt because we were not be able. And people sometimes get disappointed because they think that I can help everybody. No, I have the math that mortgage helped me to do how we go the match and how much you make and how much debt you have and for how much you can qualify right now. When right now we have a client that wanted $450,000, but they have 3 cars, and I say your car doesn't allow to buy that house. Then I cannot do magic. Oh, when one car is from my daughter, okay, make them have the car and then come back.
Right.
But it's given solution at the end. You know what they can do to make things happen. That's it. I feel that for our team is giving solution to our client. Then get the car, get out of that. We partner with somebody that fix credit too. Go to that company, fix the credit, and then come back. The credit company will tell us we're done. Everything is taken care. Now we start keep moving forward.
So what does owning real estate do for somebody or maybe their family? I know you probably have a really strong feeling about the benefit of real estate.
I would say I love real estate because it's the gratification that give it to me that I'm helping people to get what they want. And sometimes I would say it's easier because it's my husband and me. I don't have any kids. Then I don't get involved. My cat is my baby, and I know we go into some place and I say, oh, I forget to feed them. I need to go back, and then I just can't believe when having kids how life has to be, but that's not my situation. But at the same time, I would say it's difficult when your husband and yourself is in the same because it's pretty quiet, it's pretty relaxed, and like you can see, I'm pretty high. Then sometimes it's difficult. Then it's nice that when we are good and we can talk about and I want to learn from him, it's great. And when we don't agree, it's not nice at all. Then it's make us grow. And in the beginning, because he's American, Tony is American, he was said when we started this business, like everybody, we were selling a house at that time from $100,000 home, and he totally refused to do that because the house was not the great shape. And I make him understand where are people coming from, and when you don't own a house down in your country and you can have a house here, you need to start from the beginning. And then you can sell the house and then you do better. And then you, and was very difficult. And he tell you the story. He said it was difficult for me for understanding because he was a custom builder for a million and a half homes. Then he was pretty big, and going through that was very difficult for him. But now being for so long, he just have that part that he just understand the community, and he say buy what you can afford it. Don't go more for what you cannot afford it, or when the time good time is and when the bad time is. In that way, you're always going to be safe. And that is so happy to see that he was be able to understand that part. And that's true when we eating or when we are in the yard. I can explain to him, you need to understand that part for my cultural part. It's not like this. Everything is different. We have in my country people that live in water. You know, the river pass there, and because they don't have land, they put the bamboo and they build a house right there, and they live in water. Then it's not what you see here. Really, people that have no money live with no gas. They don't have electricity. They have nothing. We are really poor people. You know, I know the poor people that have this because we don't have the winter that you guys here have here. We're in the equator. Then we don't suffer the way that we can suffer here, that they has to have heating. We don't have air conditioning. We don't have heating. We don't have anything. It's only those kind of caña, will say it in Spanish, that they build this house. And sometimes with the river come and rain and rain and rain, that the winter in my country is rain and heat. It's very hot and humid. Then the river will take the house from them, and they need to start from the beginning. Then I went through that. I help a lot in my community too. And doesn't matter that I come with a wealthy family, I always have that heart that I want to teach and have to bring to those people that have an opportunity to go to school. Then I know what that is about. Then I'm trying to share that to my husband. I'm feeling that he get it and he understand a little bit. And that's what my heart is right there, in support and help the best that I can. And that's the part that make me happy when he understands no better for my community than having the two people have the good and have the bad part.
Yeah.
That I always said, let's take the good for everything to have that energy positive going on all the time.
Now, because of all that, so how do you feel your clients benefit by buying a home, by owning a home here?
Because they don't have to pay rent. And what I said from the beginning was, and I always put my example, and I said, when I bought my home 11 years ago, I was paying 1,300. That was a big time. But after a year, what was 1,300? You would pay much more for a rent. Then and then after that, you get what is the house is get more and more. That is the only thing that's going to get equity. When a car every month that you can pass is going to be lower, then I feel that if you are ready, I can help you to buy a house. But if you are ready, not if you're tight. If you're ready, because I don't want to see my clients going for closing or bankruptcy or anything. And that's what I like now when you guys do only 45% of your income. In that way, they support much, more our family, that they're not going to go bankrupt right away. And if they have to, for whatever reason, health, economic, you get hit different way at the same time. Call us because we do land contracts. There are people that can buy your house, and then you don't have to go bankruptcy or foreclosure or short sale that is going to take so many years that you're going to recoup, for that situation. Because there are people that have a lot of money cash here, that are being working and working and working, and they cannot qualify and they can buy the cash. And that way you don't have to go through that.
Yeah.
And that's another way that we can help.
All right. So I want people to be you to help them. So what's the easiest way and best way they can get a hold of you?
Call us 317-296-2045. or go to our office. Our office is open from 9 to 6 o'clock every day, Monday to Friday. We have online services that they can help you until 8 o'clock. And we're trying to find somebody that wants to work Saturday and Sunday too. With my husband, that he's showing house, real estate, showing houses. Then in that way can be able to translate everything, because I will say the biggest thing that I have to go through my husband is the Spanish part. He doesn't want to speak Spanish, and I think that he understands. The friend, the customer, everybody is Latino. The only thing that he's American is because he plays golf. He like American friends. But other than that, everything is in Spanish. But he struggled to do it. He said, "I'm too old," but I feel that he understands pretty good. But yeah, he can call us. They can call us anytime, and we will be more than happy to help them in 317-296-2045. And if you're Latino, 317-290-2045.
Yeah. See, and I know she just said 317-296-2045.
Wow, you picked
Yeah,
up on
see, I'm
that one
picking it
quick.
up now quick. She's a great teacher. I'm just saying, she's a great teacher. And to get a hold of Ian or I, go to hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com. You can look all our information up there, or you can give us a call at 317-672-1938. 317-672-1938. And please follow us for more Indies Real Estate Gurus.
A reminder, if you have any friends, family, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, refinance, let us know. We'll be more than happy to help you. Jenny, thank you for joining us on our show today. It's been a pleasure having you on here.
Thank you for inviting me. Really is to hear you and have it. All this story is so amazing, and thank you for trusting in me to come and talk in your show. I do my best. I hope that everybody can understand me what I'm saying. I came with no English. Then every day I didn't go to school. Then every day having an American husband is tough.
It's all right. Rick's
My wife says the same thing.
That is true.
Branch NMLS number 33041. Rick Ripma's NMLS number 6645889. Ian Arnold's NMLS number is 1995469. Equal housing opportunity. Some restrictions apply.